Most men are not hated. They are simply just unseen. That is evident. That is very clearly evident by my video that I put out, I think, probably 2 or 3 days ago, talking about why men can't find their dream girl. And I also put out a video about why women can't find their dream guy. And the reception that I got became very clear to me that there is a good group of men out there. Not saying it's, it's definitely not the majority. It's not a lot, but there is a loud group of men who simply feel invisible. They feel like no matter how much they love a girl, no matter how much they care, no matter how much they want it, that they simply cannot be seen, that they are invisible to these women. And to an extent, they almost feel hated because they feel so overlooked that it leads to this bitterness that I'm not saying is justified, but I'm saying it is reasonable. So although the hate is not justified, as I said, it is reasonable because it is just part of being a human being. And to me, it really shows the problem with social media because you end up in echo chambers. And I'll explain exactly what I mean here. Obviously, I'm going to get to the main core point of what I'm talking about here. But what I'm saying is how my YouTube video was about finding your dream girl, finding your dream guy, both those videos, right? And it attracted a similar audience because it realized that the men who had struggled with women, who felt like they couldn't get the right one, they resonated with the video, they commented, so it showed it to others. Then they come to the comment section and they see people having the exact same takes as them. So then it reinforces the already negative mindset they have. And they view that as like confirmation to their, to their incorrect bias. But to me, though, what I wanted to address was the men that feel that way, because I feel like it's easy to clown on you or to hate on you, and that's why a lot of people they go that route. But to me, I genuinely want to try to get through, and I want to try to help people because that's why I started this channel. It's out of help, it's out of care, and it's out of the want to help people get better in their lives, no matter what aspect, emotional, physical, spiritual. And I think I kind of see like an avenue I can take, a way I can make people better. And that is through helping them bridge the gap of their love life, of dating, of their perception of the opposite gender. So to my main point now about how we approach this and how we go about that is simply that you have to realize that the way society is has made dating a broken game in a sense, where there has to be a loser and there has to be a winner. Now, this is not some woke theory or whatever. This is genuinely the truth here. Think about society. Think about how it works. Think about the fact how men are seen as the chasers, how it's promoted and it's pushed for men to go after and get as many women as possible. There's not a lot of shaming for men who go after multiple partners. Obviously, there is in some groups in some extent. And I don't think it's a good thing to go after, lots of partners. I do personally disagree with that. I'm just saying in terms of society, though, it is definitely viewed different for men to have lots of partners compared to women to have lots of partners. Talking about currently, talking about previously, whatever. Because women have all that attention coming towards them, and because they're looked at in that way, they have to be so selective. And a lot of times they are only willing to go and break the standard that's set of being selective if the man is in that upper percentage. And that's like you always see that stat settle line where it's the Tinder thing, where it's, I think, 20% of men, the top 20% of men get 70% of the women. That's a huge disparity, and society has essentially allowed that disparity to be promoted and to grow. So how does it leave us? It leaves a large group of men who now, despite feeling like they are adequate, despite feeling that they are trying and they are, doing their best, they are unable to get lots of girls or to get girls in general or to even get the attention back, and it leads to that bitterness. Now, what I'm going to tell you here is you have two pathways. Either you can go the hating pathway. Either you can hate, a group of people, like literally half the population, over something that is never going to be reflective of everybody. Because you're talking about 4 billion people here. It's impossible to stereotype them all together. There's going to be outliers. There's going to be subsets. So you can never generalize them all. But you can go that pathway of putting a label on 4 billion individuals and assuming they're all the same. You can go that pathway there. You can then lead yourself to bitterness, to unhappiness, and to eventually having it be almost impossible to bridge that barrier of finding a love life. Or you can go the other option, which is simply you work on self-improvement and also the changing of your perception and perspective. Because that's one thing here is, if you're a guy who struggles with getting girls, girlfriend, if you want a wife in the future, and it seems very hard, it seems almost out of grasp for you, the key detail here is you don't need a lot of girls. You just need one. You need the right one. Because this one thing is like people will make it seem like, getting all these girls is such a great thing. It's so amazing. It's so awesome. But in reality, most people that are doing that, they're doing it because they are empty. I'm telling you right now, I promise you, if someone told you you could have 100 girls, or you could have the one right one, you're picking the right one every single time, because the true love is what matters. So for you, yeah, I understand. I get it. It definitely, it sucks if you're having struggles and issues, but I'm trying to tell you is you can slowly work on yourself. Continue to raise your standards for yourself to become better. Whether there's so many different areas that you can become better in. Women, they love a lot of different things. They love passions, they love hobbies, and they love if you're good at those hobbies and if if you do well in them. So if you constantly are pushing yourself to compete and raise your own standard of what it means to be a good person for yourself, I'm telling you right now, you're going to start attracting people in, because they're going to see that. Second off right there is you need to, like I said, put your focus in, okay? Find someone who is the right person for you, who is close to your equal, okay? Because I'm telling you right now, there is someone for everyone. And I know that sounds cringe, or it sounds sappy, it sounds cliche, and it sounds tone deaf. But genuinely, there are so many of us out there that with the right amount of searching and the right amount of, putting your place and putting yourself in certain rooms, you're going to find the right person. It's going to happen. You just have to allow it to happen, and you have to open your mind to it. Because it's gonna be impossible to get anybody if you're bitter, if you're hating, and if you're basically already shutting your mind off to closing it off. Because you need to be willing to be confident and be willing to accept how things go. And that energy right there can be felt by people, can be felt by men, it can be felt by women. And men are going to see you as more of a confident leader, and women are going to see you as someone who to take seriously and to want to date. So that's what you're trying to get at anyway. So I'm telling you is, if you feel invisible, if you feel stuck, if you feel like everyone hates you and you can't get any attention from the other gender, women, they don't care about you, you're not existent to them. I'm telling you right now, I feel your pain, I feel your struggle. I'm trying to tell you though that there's two paths you can take, and I promise you that that second one, that B one, where it's self-improvement, where it's broadening your perception and your awareness of things, it's the best pathway by far. I promise you, because you can overcome your own self. You can overcome the system that is kind of led to your downfall, but it is not the opposite gender, and it is not that is like a scapegoat. It's easy to blame that, because then you don't have to confront the actual things that are going on, which are shortcomings, which are lackings, not just from you, but from, like I said, the system before. Because the system makes it harder for men that aren't in that top 20, top 10% to make it happen. But that's just how things are. You can't break the system. You have to comply and get with it. But the only way to get better at it and comply with it is to get better yourself. So look in the mirror, look at aspects, raise your standards for yourself, get better, get more confident in talking to people. I don't care if it's like your friend, have more conversations, or a random stranger. Constantly push yourself to get better, to improve, and you will feel less invisible, because you will make yourself less invisible. When you are there, when you are leaving your mark, when you are taking up space, when you are putting in conversations and effort, you are in essence being visible. So you need to stop being invisible, leave your room, leave whatever, leave the internet space, because it's an echo chamber. Get to the real world, experience things, because the people who are actually doing it, they're not online commenting. And it's the same thing for women. I'm going to make a video about this for women, where it's like all men are cheaters, all men are this. The ones who aren't with cheaters aren't commenting. They're out with their boyfriends, going on dates. They're out with their husbands, doing things. The ones that have got cheated on, they're in those echo chambers commenting. So it becomes that thing where you're constantly being reinforced to hear your own confirmation bias. So break free of that. Don't fall for it, because it will derail your life, or at least set you back. I want the best for you. I see you. And I want to help you guys. I'm serious. So leave your comments. I will make another video talking about this and getting deeper into a different subject or a different part of it, or I'll make this longer. Just let me know what you want. I appreciate you guys, and I want you, seriously, I want the best for you. So hit that subscribe button for me, because it helps me. We kind of get that mutual benefit, that mutual beneficial relationship right there. And also hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. But yeah, I'll see you guys.